Shabbat Shalom. Once again, welcome to all of you to our Shabbat service on this Shabbat, Behar Bechukotai, the Shabbat which concludes our running through the book of Leviticus, and also the Shabbat which is the Shabbat right before Yom Yerushalayim. I will later say 2 or 3 words about this special holiday in our modern Jewish calendar. But first, I would like to invite Libby, our bat mitzvah, together with her mother Jessica, to light the Shabbat candles on this holy Shabbat and to bring light into our living space, into our sanctuaries for this evening.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat. Vayachilech hashamayim v'ha'aretz v'chol teva'am, vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi'i, melachto asher asa, vayishbot bayom hashvi'i, mikol melachto asher asa. Vayvarech Elohim et Yom HaShvi'i, vaykadesh oto, ki vu shavot mikol melachto, asher bara Elohim la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafim.
Blessed are you, our living God, sovereign of the universe, whose commands make us holy and who delights in us. Willingly and with love you give us your holy Shabbat to inherit, for it recalls the act of creation. This is the first day of holy gatherings, a reminder of the exodus from Egypt. Because you chose us to be holy amongst all people, willingly and with love you gave us your holy Shabbat to inherit. Blessed are you, God, who makes the Shabbat holy. We have our two challah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. So, do you like the Kiddush wine? Good. She was nodding, so it's wonderful. But I know you also like the challah, so Petea one. A good, really have a wonderful Shabbat.
Shalom.
I now would like to invite you to turn to page 679 in our Sidurim. So it's close to the end in the Psalm anthology, and you will find there Psalm 137, which many of us, or the not so young of us, know by in the famous tune by Bonnie M, by the rivers of Babylon, but it has its origin in the books of Psalms, and it is a psalm which most likely was written during the first exile of the Israelites, of the Judean people, after the destruction of the first temple. And in the psalm they express their longing to go back, or to the city of Jerusalem, the city they were forced to leave. And I think since then this psalm was reflecting this special bond we as a people have with the city of Jerusalem, with the values it stands for. And even today, when we are back and in charge and control of the city of Jerusalem, there is still this idea of a longing to perfect this relationship and to still work on the ideas and the values the city stands for as a city of peace. And when 1967 the Israel army regained control over the whole city, it was not only a liberation, but it was also a commitment to to bring peace into all parts of the Holy Land and to make sure that the Holy Land is a place of safety for all its inhabitants. And still today, this is something we, as the people of Israel and outside in the diaspora, have to stand for, and always sometimes even struggle, but ensure that these ideas and values of peace, of the city of Jerusalem, will be maintained to its utmost, and to everything what we are believe as a Jewish people. So let's look into the words of the psalmist to see how our ancestors remembered Jerusalem and made it, or ensured it, that this is a golden part in our hearts and will remain there. Al naharot Bavel sham yashavnu, gam bechinu bezochenu et Tzion, al aravim betocha talinu kinorotenu. By the rivers of Babylon, there we said, yes, we wept as we remembered Zion. There upon the willows we hung up our harps. For it was there our captors asked for songs, our tormentors for joy. Sing us one of the songs of Zion, Shiru lanu mishir Tzion. How could we sing God's song in a strange land? Ech nashir et shir Adonai al adamat necha. If I forget you, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget its cunning, let my tongue stick to the roof of my mouth. If I do not remember you, if I do not put Jerusalem above my highest joy, im eshkachech Yerushalayim, tishkach yemini, tidbak leshoni lecheki, im lo eskacheni, im lo e'ale et Yerushalayim al rosh simchati, above my highest joy. And so let's see, perhaps as an answer by the psalmist to this song of weeping, of still some kind of hope, but also of the desperate need to return, we find in Psalm 96 an answer of joy and a song of hope that the Eternal is with us, and where the Eternal walks, there is hope, there is joy, there is creation. We're returning back to page 116. Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz. Sing to the Eternal a new song, to the source of wondrous deeds, whose right hand and holy arm bring rescue. The Almighty has made known this power to save, shown righteousness in the sight of the nations. God remembers the divine love, keeping faith with the family of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the power of our God to save. Hariu l'Adonai kol haaretz, pitzru v'rannenu v'zameru, zamru l'Adonai bechino, bechino v'kol zimra, v'chatzotzorot v'kol shofar hariu livnei hamelech Adonai, yiram hayam u'melo'o, tevel v'yoshveva, naharot yamchu chav, yachad harim yiranenu, livnei Adonai, kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel b'tzedek, ve'amim b'meisharim. And we turn to Psalm 99 on the next page. Moses and Aaron were among God's priests, and Samuel among those who called on God's name. They called to the Eternal, who answered them. In a pillar of cloud, God spoke to them. They kept God's teaching and the law given to them. Eternal our God, you answered them. Though to them you were a forgiving God. Though you punished their wrongdoing, exalt the Eternal our God, bow down before God's holy mountain, for holy is the Eternal our God. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehakodsho, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להקודשו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להקודשו רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להקודשו הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. כל אדוני על המים, אל הכבוד הרים, אדוני, אדוני, על מים רבים. כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבע אדוני את עשה הלבנון. ויקידם כמו עגל לבנון וסריון כמו בן רעמים. כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יכיל מדבר, יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני יכול לאיילות. ויחזוב יערות ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד, כולו אומר כבוד. אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. And on page 121 we have Lecha Dodi, and our choir will support us in welcoming the Shabbat Queen into our sanctuary.
לקראת
Rouse yourself, your light is come. Arise and shine, awake, awake, and pour out songs. God's glory greets us at this time. Shabbat Shalom. Page 124, we have the psalm for the Shabbat day. It is good to give thanks to the Eternal, to praise your name, God beyond all. Tell of your love in the morning and your faithfulness every night, with a 10-string lute and a lyre, with a gentle sound of the harp. For you made me rejoice in your deeds, O God. At your work of your hand I sing out. God, how great are your works! Your thoughts are so very deep. The stupid do not know this, nor can the foolish understand that when the wicked flourish, they are only like grass. And when all who do evil spring up, their end is always destruction. Only you are exalted forever, eternal. Ve'atamarom leolam Adonai. For see, your enemies, God, see how your enemies shall perish, all who do evil shall scatter. But you exalted my strength, like an ox anointed me with fresh oil. My eyes saw the fate of my enemies and those who rose up to harm me. My ears have heard their end. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. Tzadik katama yifrach, yifrach, tzadik katama yifrach. Tzadik katama yifrach, yifrach, tzadik katama yifrach. Ke'eres balvanon yizge, ke'eres balvanon yizge, ke'eres balvanon yizge, yizge. Shetulim beved Adonai, shetulim beved Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yavrihu. Od yinavun beseva, od yinavun beseva, od yinavun beseva, od yinavun beseva. Deshenim vera'anim, deshenim vera'anim, deshenim vera'anim yihu. להגיד כי ישר אדוני, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולתה בו. 126. אדוני מלך, גאות לבש, לבש אדוני עוז הדעזר. אבטחון תבל בל תימות, נכון כי זכר מאז, מעולם אתה. נשאו נהרות אדוני, נשאו נהרות קולם. ייסעו נהרות תוך ים. מכל עוד מים, מים רבים, אדירים, אדירים, משברי ים. מכל עוד מים, מים רבים, אדירים, אדירים, משברי ים. נאי, 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 אדיר במרום אדוני, 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 אדיר במרום Adonai. The proofs you given are very sure. Holiness is the mark of your house. God, as long as times endures. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. Page 128. The blessing to the Creator of the universe. Blessed are you, our God and Creator, Sovereign of the universe, whose words bring on the evening twilight, who opens the gates of dawn with wisdom, and with foresight makes times pass and seasons change. Your plan set the stars in their courses in the sky, creating day and night, turning light into darkness and darkness into light. You make the day fade away and bring on the night, separating day and night. You are the ruler of the hosts of heaven. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'arif Aravim.
Amen.
And I would like to invite you to turn to page 328. This is a little jump to the section of the reflections we can find in our wonderful prayer book, Ahavat Olam, with everlasting love.
God is loving. There are so many ways to love. There is romantic love, passionate, searing, erratic. There is virtuous love, ongoing, nurturing, morally rooted. There is parental love, protective, demanding, guiding, even in its anger. Sometimes love is unilateral. Sometimes it is dialogic. Sometimes love is sacrificial. Sometimes it is commanding, imperial. Sometimes love is open, articulated clearly. Sometimes it is hidden, veiled. Love is the affirmation of the other, given and received in wholeness and forgiveness. Love is the presence of moral truth and goodness. Love is also the commitment to lead a life dedicated to truth and goodness. It is the stubborn perseverance in the way, no matter what the obstacle, the temptation, the sin. Love is not smooth. It wrenches, it drags one along, it demands, and love frustrates. It causes deep anger. How does one love one's parent without superimposing that image on the child? How does one love one's child who rebels forcefully? How does one love the dying other? Love is exclusive, dedicated to special persons in special ways. And love is inclusive, reaching out to an other, seeking to embrace the stranger. Love does not tolerate injustice. It impels one to action. Love forces one from security to lethargy into the world of the impersonal and evil. Love demands confrontation, risk and danger, not foolhardiness, but courage. Because it is many and varied, love is contradictory. Love is not monolithic. It cannot be rationalized into a coherent whole, into a system or a single theology. Love is much more complex than its metaphors. God loves all humanity and individual human beings in all these ways as human beings. Love others and seek to be loved in all these ways.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohevet Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, God, who loves your people, Israel. So we turn to page 130 and express our love to God by reciting our words of truth, our truth in the words of the One. Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם. ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. This will happen if you listen carefully to my commands which I give you today, to love and to serve the eternal your God with all your heart and all your soul. I shall then give your land rain at the right time, the autumn rain and the spring rain, so that each one of you can harvest your own grain, wine and oil. I shall also give grass in your fields for your cattle, and you will eat and be satisfied. Take care that your heart is not deceived into straying, obeying other gods and worshipping them. God's anger will then blaze out against you. God will shut up the sky. There will be no rain. The land will not produce, and you will quickly be destroyed from the good land which God gives you. So put these words of mine in your heart and your soul, and secure them as a sign upon your hand and as a reminders before your eyes. Teach them to your children and talk about them when you sit, each of you in your home, and when you walk in the streets, when you lie down and when you rise up. Write them on the doorposts of your home and at your gates. Then you and your children may live long in the land that God promised to give your ancestors, as long as there is a sky over the earth. Lema'an tisgeru, then you will remember, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'item kedushim lelohechem. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. All this is true and firmly held by us, that you are our living God and no other exists, and that we are Israel, your people. You performed great deeds beyond research, too wonderful to tell. Your children saw your power, raised and thanked your name, and willingly accepted your role over them. With great joy, Moses and Miriam and the children of Israel answered you in song, all of them saying, God, who is like you among the gods people worship? Who, like you, is majestic in holiness, awesome in praise, working wonders? Our living God, your children saw you rule over the sea of reeds. All of them as one honored you as sovereign, saying, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, God shall rule forever and ever. And it is prophesied, for the Almighty has set Jacob free and rescued him from a hand stronger than his own. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. And we're on page 137, and perhaps also a little bit in honor of Yom Yerushalayim and our connection to the land of Israel. We'll once again try to sing Vishamru in a very modern Israel tune for Al Kol Ele.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
I invite you now to join us for the Amidah, beginning on page 140, our tefillah, our prayer to the Eternal, the moment where we hopefully feel a special bond between us and the Eternal, a reflection of this covenant that started with Abraham and Sarah, and through Isaac and Rivka and Jacob, Rachel and Leah, became stronger and stronger to reach us, the generations in the chain to eternity. So page 140. Adonai sefata tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai sefata tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'Elohei imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גואל לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומשיח ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, פוקד שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מטימת הרב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממיד ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמנת להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקידושים בכל יום יהללוך, סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. אתה קידשת את יום השביעי לשמך, תכלית מעשי שמיים והארץ, וברכתו מכל הימים וקידשתו מכל הזמנים, וכן כתוב בתורתך. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. Page 145. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu. God, our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest be pleasing to you. Make us holy by doing your commands, and let us share in the work of your Torah. Make us content with your goodness, and let our souls know the joy of your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth, in your love, and goodwill let us inherit your holy Shabbat, and may all Israel who seek holiness find in it their rest. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat. רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל לתפילתם שאה, וברחמך הרבים תחבוץ בנו, ותשרה שכינתך על ציון. 147. Our eyes look forward to your return to Zion, ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון ברחמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, המחזיר שכינתו לציון. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו לעולם ועד. צורנו, צור חיינו, מגן ישענו אתה הוא. לדור ודור נודה לך ונספר תהילתך, על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך, ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלאותיך וטובותיך שבכל עת ערב ובוקר וצהריים. הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך, המרחם כי לא תמו חסדיך, כי מעולם קווינו לך. And for all these things, may your name, our sovereign, be blessed, exalted, and honored forever and ever. May every living being thank you. May they praise and bless your great name in truth. For you are the God who saves and helps us. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shemecha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
We have a short moment for our private prayers, for our private meditations before we conclude the Amidah with Oseh Shalom on page 149. Oseh Shalom b'momav, hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol ha'olam.
Oseh Shalom b'momav, hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael,
ve'al kol ha'olam.
hu yaseh Shalom, hu yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, hu yaseh shalom, hu yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, hu yaseh shalom, hu yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, hu yaseh shalom, hu yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, hu yaseh shalom, hu yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
וכל העולם ואמרו,
Amen.
Another jump in our prayer books will lead us to page 308, where we find the blessing of the Omer counting. For counting the Omer, we reached already the end of the 6th week, so meaning in a week and a bit we have Shavuot, and we have fulfilled our journey from Pesach to Shavuot, from liberation to getting knowledge or to receiving knowledge. And so let us say together the blessing for counting the Omer, and then we will count the 41st day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Hayom 41 yom, shehem 5 shavuot ו6 yamim la'omer. Today is the 41st day, which is 5 weeks and 6 days of the Omer. And we will share the program from Shavuot a little bit later with the announcements. But let us continue with the Aleinu, which you can find on page 310. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol. It is our duty to praise the ruler of all, to recognize the greatness of the creator of first things, who has chosen us from all peoples by giving us Torah. Therefore, we bend low and submit and give thanks before the Supreme Sovereign, the Holy One, who is blessed, who extends the limits of space and makes the world firm, whose glory extends through the universe beyond, and whose strength into farthest space. This is our God and no other. In truth, this is our sovereign and none else. It is written in God's Torah, realize this day and take it to heart, that God is sovereign in the heavens above and on the earth beneath. No other exists. Therefore, al ken nekaveh lecha Adonai Eloheinu lirot mehera b'tiveret uzecha, להעביר גילולים מן הארץ והאלילים קרות יכרתון, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, וכל בני בשר יקראו בשמך, להבנות אליך כל ראשי הארץ. יכירו וידעו כל יושבי תבל, כי שותפים כולנו בתיקון עולמך. כי המלכות שלך היא לעולמי עד תמלוך בכבוד. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We live our lives, yet hardly known its nature. From a mystery we come, and to this mystery we return. The death of those close to our hearts grieves and humbles us. It reminds us that we all must die like grass that grows in the morning, that grows so fresh in the morning and in the evening fades and dies. So we end our years like a scythe. Let us think of those who died at this time in years past. Bertha Padikam, mother of Moshe Gardiner. Avril Kahan, mother of Adam Kahan. Stuart Lipson, brother of Rochelle Lipson. Brian O'Reilly, father of Stanford Maya O'Reilly. David Taylor, stepfather of Sylvia Anton. Russell Fletcher, father of Dan Fletcher, Julia Mann, mother of Abigail Trammell, Manny Meyer, father of Cheryl Knorr, Jane Simpson, mother of Leslie Nathan, Jeanette Adler, cousin of Betty Birch, Kathleen Judith Bernardeau, mother of Robert Bernardeau and Joya Childs, Cyril Galland, father of Victoria Galland, Katie Ezekiel, mother of Ruby Sampson, Leslie Miller, father of Sharon Cousins, and George Silver, father of Carolyn Silver Lewis. And together with the Bat Mitzvah family, we remember Joe Ruddy, father of Libby Winterstein. Are there names you like to add? And so we can only accept the reality of death by remembering the goodness of our loved ones and by shaping our lives after their example. For the memory of the righteous is truly a blessing and an inspiration for all our days. May our lives be always worthy of their memory. Please join in the reading of the Kaddish, which you can find on page 316. יתגדל ויתקדש שומר רבה, ועלמה דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירכתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמרן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה בחיים עלינו ועל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל העולם ואמרו אמן. Thank you. At this point we have several announcements, and Judy will start, and then I will see if I can contribute the one or the other thing.
Excellent. So we will have regular lunch and learn on Wednesday. On Friday, the service will be taken by the Bria class. Sorry, I should first mention the mitzvah tomorrow of Libby Winterstein, and then we have another bar mitzvah next week of Naom Bene. And then Sunday evening, there's the Shavuot service, the Erev Shavuot service, followed by the morning service on Monday. And then on the following Tuesday, we've got Getting to Know You with Ella Rasrodes.
Exactly. So those of you who want to know what we're doing in our learning night in the Tikkun Leil Shavuot, so we will start next week Sunday, so not this coming Sunday, so a week from this coming Sunday, the 16th of May at 6:30 on Zoom and YouTube with the Erev Shavuot service. Then we have a short moment of shmooze and kiddush. Unfortunately, we have no virtual cheesecake we can share, but there are some wonderful recipes in Kehila, in the Kehila magazine, so you can make your own cheesecake and enjoy that. And then our Rabbi Emeritus, Tony Hammond, will lead a discussion. Today we are all Ruth, about the book of Ruth and our daily commitment to be Jews. Then Judith will give a talk about intergenerational learning on the example of the nightingale and apple and honey, kindergarten cooperation, Ledor Vador. And at 9 o'clock, our student rabbi, David Yehuda Stern, will reclaim, together with you, Shavuot, to save our planet. So that sounds like a big project, but from what I have seen and what he has shared with me, this will be actually an amazing talk. So it will be worth being awake for this talk and to stay awake for that. And then on the Monday morning, we will rejoin for our service for the festival of Shavuot. Good. So we are nearly done. I want, of course, to use that moment to give a special blessing to our bat mitzvah, to Libby, for tomorrow. Really, all our congratulations. This is a milestone in your life, but also in the life of your family. I know it will be very special, and yeah, I hope you can sleep very well tonight.
Thank
you want to say something? Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
Good. And we're really, it will be amazing. It will be amazing. And please, every one of you, join us and ensure that Libby has a full house, not only inside the synagogue, but also on Zoom. She deserves that. And our congregation will be spoiled, I can promise you. Let's conclude with Shalom Aleichem, which you'll find in page 104 in our prayer book. And once again, our choir will sing for us. And by that, as they ushered us into the service, so they will give us a farewell. Shabbat Shalom from our side. And after Shalom Aleichem, those in Zoom, please, you can unmute yourself and we'll have a short moment for a schmooze and sharing a l'chaim.